Inshallah and Ashe. Divine wills blessings to you and for you. And with that, my name is Tonya Dee. I'm a practicing holistic shaman, medium, otherworldly life coach, and a subtle energetic surgeon, a reflector by human design, a seer to the unseen. And if you are new to my channel, my show, please subscribe. So each month I do a new moon and full moon meditation to really better connect with ritual. And being a reflector, the moon is all about the lunarities. But I'm going to be creating mini ritual videos, and for each season, I'll say, for the moon, the cycles of the season. So it really is a great idea. It's a fantastic idea, actually, to even know what ritual truly is, to really be in alignment with the elements between the heavenly universe, and the earth. And if you are new to my show, ritual truly is food for the soul. It's prescription, it's medicine, it's seen as the lifeblood of community. They're also universal, they do feed our soul. But there is this exquisite purpose of ritual, truly is to heal the wounds that we encounter, whether through living in our day-to-day world or our everyday life, along with the ones that we may carry with us from the ancestor realm through time and space, in our bones, the memoirs of our bones. It's in our remembering, in our membranes. Ritual then opens the door, the gateway to our needs, our desires, aligning us with our gift, our authenticity to live our true purpose. And in doing rituals, in this case for the new moon in Libra, setting new moon intentions, Libra being partnerships, marriage, relationships, business. We partner all the time, whether we're aware of it or not. But there are actually 4 phases in a ritual. The first phase is absolutely 100%. It's the prayer. It's the invitation. It's the invoking. Invoking spirit, the beings of the other world, the unseen. And during the invitation or the invocation, the prayer, first what you want to do is you're opening the doorway. So you're kind of asking for permission to actually perform the ritual. Just announcing or stating your intention, saying it out loud. Why do we want to use our voice and say it out loud? Truly, so it doesn't become muddied up or muddled with our thoughts in our mind, that inside ever so silent voice at times that's percolating, and it really corrupts our thoughts and our thinking, or they can. And then we want to actually prepare for the ritual, the elements needed as we gather them. We then do the offering, the ritual, and finish with a prayer of gratitude and thanks, as we have really petitioned the voices and the beings of the other world for assistance in this world, whether it's an ancestor, the spirit, the essence of who we are, the universe, the great spirit, God universe, whatever that is for you, along with our own spirit and a lot more. But being in the season of Libra, also the season of the fall, mineral, metal, the area of the home pertaining to helpful people. It's wise to really declutter this area of your home, your office, each room, wherever you kind of navigate towards. Symbols of spirituality, whether it's angels, your ancestors, a shrine. It's the helpful people. Those are also a blessing bowl. Mostly the colors of gray, silver. Also the area where the dog resides in Chinese astrology. This particular new moon is in the season of the dog. Sometimes we've got new moons in the nature of the rooster, for example. But this ritual is actually created for the helpful people, the blessings, loyalty, honoring the dog in a way, along with mineral, metal for communication, storytelling. It really is telling the story of our ancestors, the memoirs, the remembering of our bones. So some items needed for this ritual are a clear glass bowl or a jar. I tend to use a ritual bottle myself. You're also going to need rice, moon water or moving water from a river, flowers, dried or fresh, it doesn't really matter, stones, rocks, crystals, even bones, and essential oils or herbs, cinnamon powder, cinnamon sticks, bay leaves, fresh or dried, rose petals, rose buds. But first, again, always open with a conversation, a prayer, as if you're really in alignment, conversing with the other world. You can pray into the water, your new moon intentions, add the rice to the water. So you're kind of creating milk water out of rice water. And this is really where it gets fun. You can either add the flowers to the water or not. But being that we're in the season of Libra, we're kind of in the sector of the fall. It's the circuitry, so creating an offer to the earth in the form of a sigil, a crystal grid. As an idea, from an offering I did in the mountains a few years ago to give you an idea. But I do feel like a crystal grid, a stone grid would be the best asset for this particular new moon. You could use the cinnamon stick as an offering, or really adding cinnamon to the rice. It activates it, along with the bay leaves. The bay leaves you're going to write your new moon intentions on, and use words that truly speak to your spiritual truths, your heart's authenticity, being guided by spirit. And also the rose as a kind of a final offering, and also a prayer. Roses are symbolized by the season of Libra. I tend to sit in silence for the other world. I do the offerings in the evening, either the evening before the apex, the evening of the apex. So in this particular case, it's the night of the 13th, Friday the 13th, or the 14th, which is Saturday. And if you don't have moon water or river water, you can also use Florida water, which is also fun to make as a side note. Crystals would be preferably the ones that you are most drawn to, the ones that really speak to you, or stones. You can also add money to your ritual. It really is about being creative. I would actually add the money to your blessing bowl and put that in the northwest area of your home, blessing all the things from the harvest as if they've already arrived, and really being grateful, being thankful. Now, the cinnamon stick or cinnamon powder is fantastic for attracting abundance. A lot of people blow this in on the first of the month, the Thursday. I tend to gravitate towards when the sun first arrives into a new season, for cinnamon, actually. And I do have a few cinnamon brooms around my house at my front door, but you could also add clear quartz to amplify all the things. But with the new moon intention in Libra, it really is all about balance. It's love in relationships, how we relate and how we feel, depending on which house it's actually sitting in or what house it's on the cusp of, hopefully to keep this a little simple. But intentions around your relationships to that house. So really quick, relationship to what we value, what we manifest, what we want to produce. Feeling valuable, feeling valued within our own heart space, and believing we are valuable, that would be the second house. It's the relationship to words that we communicate, cleverness, be curious, questioning, that would be the third house, and valuing that. Our relationships to our home, our emotional foundation. Do you value your asset, your greatest asset, which is actually being embodied, and it also is the home. Our relationship to what we love and being creative, that would be the fifth house. Our partnership house, business, relationships, but also our sixth house, being embodied, living our gift and our purpose, what we are being, what are we becoming, and how we relate to our resources, our people's resources, our endings, new beginnings. That would be like the eighth house. How we relate to what we do, our career, the legacy we're leaving, our fame, what we're seen as out into the world, 10th house. And the ninth house would be like our higher purpose, education, which is kind of curious. It's like the higher ups, but you don't have to go to college to necessarily have this higher wisdom, this ancient wisdom that actually is in our bones. The 11th house, this is how one relates, or the relationship to the world, society, wishes, hopes, and dreams. Being clairaudient, clairvisual, or how we relate to our unconscious, our subconscious world, the world of spirit, how we connect with spirit, literally, what we sense spirit is. So we have options, each and every one of us. And the essential oils for Libra, cedarwood, rosemary, and rose. You can actually use the ingredients or use the essential oils. I really am all about options and what you feel inside of you. I have a complete list of essential oils for each of the moons signs on my tools and accessory found on my resource page just for that. But so what you really want to create and what you want to do, being that Libra is all about partnerships, and we have the gift of being in receivership, partnering. And partners is actually a duality. It's a 2 number, but myself, I like to mix the rice and the water to create the rice water. You can add your flowers to the rice water. You can keep them separate as well. I tend to add them as an offering to my fairy mound, as in the video here, and to Tingon or Timbaloo. Those are elementals as well. They're beings in the unseen. I do both. Also to the Fae, I feed the Fae, the cantomblays, and you can add the rosemary to the water as well. Set it aside, create a sigil, an offering to the earth. I have both dried rosemary here, and I also have rosemary on my fairy mound out front. You can add the cinnamon to the water, but why rice? So rice is in the season of the fall harvest, and cloves for positivity, protection, prosperity, even cinnamon. Bay leaves for clarity, confidence, directing the cinnamon, protection, enhancing our intuitive gifts, psychic abilities. So you can also create a simmer pot if you don't want to do an outdoor offering, or you can do both. And again, you want to add all these ingredients into your simmer pot. I would probably omit the rice and really bring the rice to as an offering on, I'm going to do it on my fairy mound out into nature. But generally what you want to do is to bring in spices that are relative to the season. A lot of clove, cinnamon, anise, those kinds of things. Lemons, limes, grapefruits in the brew too, the simmering pot. Just really activating your house. So if you choose to create a simmer pot, you really want to stir the water clockwise 3 times, speaking into the water your intentions, and bring it to boil, and then allow it to simmer. And then when you're finished, I really like to go out and again into nature and offer the simmer pot out into the earth after it's cooled down. And just remember to really affirm your intentions in the present tense. Be as if you are in that intention. So if you are writing a book, what does that feel like to be the author? So you want to be that. You want to feel into what that be's like, the essence of that. And if you are healing from something, what does your body or your soul or your spirit, what's it going to feel like to be healed? In this case, I would say healing relationships and also letting go. And if you are calling in wealth, abundance, prosperity, manifesting, so what is that going to feel like or look like to be the person? What's that going to feel like? I would say dress up in your finest, like feeling into what it feels like to be that for the entire week or even longer. So you kind of get the idea. So what does one feel that you want to write on the intention or the affirmation that relates to the word feel? You want to tune into your feelings, like I feel at peace, harmony, joy, laughter, love, happiness, integrity, the joy molecules. So anything that you are manifesting, what do you want to continue feeling through the process? So, I am manifesting all the things I intend to keep feeling through the season. And you want to do this when it comes to yourself. So it's wise to write down anything about who you are that you are manifesting. So I am love. I am connected. And I will always be divinely connected. I always like to put my left hand on my heart when I say that. And when it comes to being grateful, having your blessing bowl, an attitude of gratitude, and writing all of this as if it is already there. It's already been manifested. It's taken form. So it would be something like, I am so grateful. I am so blessed to be in a peaceful, full of joy relationship with whatever that is for you. I would suggest looking to where Venus is in your natal chart. And also what house Libra is on the cusp of. Venus right now is actually in Virgo. So what we be is what is in our heart. That would be, what is our heart becoming or opening up to become, aligned with our healing of our being, our gift, and our purpose. So being that Venus is in Virgo at this moment, being in receivership to ourselves, to our body, to being embodied, our living style, and receiving a new way of living. Maybe you create a theme with your intentions around anything that rings true for you. And then trust. Authentically, in order to manifest with the moon, we always need the foundation of trust, an affirmation that really ultimately that you are trusting literally in the universe. The highest above is already coming your way. It is already done. And so it's like, I trust that God universe has the best of the best plans for me, for my highest authentic good, and that everything for me comes to me in divine timing. I literally have Post-it notes all over the place with these little sayings, and just really, truly having ultimate faith. But the biggest trick is to truly believe, to write everything in the present tense with a feeling. What's it going to feel like to have your dreams come true and be in the feeling and the flow of it? And hopefully your heart is open to receive that. Ultimately, we are expanding our essence around our relationship. There's kind of a twist in our system of beliefs, being in receivership, possibly of seeing things through the eye of God. And as a fire clan person, if you've tuned into me before, I'm part of the Dagara's fire clan. So that's all about source, visions, dreams. And even in the Chinese astrology, and even in, I would say, my cosmology of the planets. But I tend to burn my sacred list as an offering out into the universe, as a voice to be heard. And it's always as God wills and for my highest, greatest good. So just pay attention to the signs, usually in a set of 3 that follow your unique intentions as we move towards these intentions. And again, happy new moon in Libra solar eclipse. So with that, thanks for tuning in. If you are curious about rituals, be sure to check back for each lunar event. I will actually be doing these for both new moons and full moons. So as always, ashe and blessings. I'll see you on the other side.